Such a tour as I took through Egypt requires that certain freedoms are surrendered immediately. There is a barrier placed between you and the everyday lives of the Egyptians. There is always a window, or an impassable distance kept between you. I moved from bus to train, and then onto Nile cruises and balloon rides. Reflection is not easy, and I long to step out and walk the sand streets of the mid-towns, the villages between well-known tourist stops. I wanted to talk to the people I saw through the glass, even though other barriers would present themselves. You are assured that it is for safety that tourists are protected for their value against those outside the walls of the train that may not welcome you. It is, at any rate, an assembly line, a sprint to a finish. Hello. After the tour, Cairo was a gray, smoky city. Along the Nile, fires were burning across fields, and the choking smoke made its way to the north. Without the rush of a guide, I had time to explore my own, and I chose an ancient city on the Mediterranean to visit, Alexandria. The train to Alexandria traveled through an apocalyptic landscape, a sky formed of smoke. In this city, I came to another complex, though not Egyptian. It was the ruin of another empire, 1,000 years later, than the monuments of the pharaohs. This Roman amphitheater was part of an ongoing archaeological process. The tons of earth are slowly stripped back from the stone, and those artifacts that can answer no question of science are discarded. It was this refuse that answered my questions. Here were heaping piles of shattered pots and ceramic, the crisp packet and Coke can of the ancient world. Archaeologists can no longer remove and store the millions of fragments, so they are left behind, a monument of their own. The pottery sherds fall out of the shredded soil, their numbers uncountable. They have become the soil, a landfill upon which the future Alexandria were constructed. The heaping garbage of any culture is not simply a matter of east or west, but humanity. Man has always lived upon his own rubbish, and he always will. Another epiphany at the same site. Workmen placing the newly uncovered stones from one edge of the massive site to rebuild the walls on another. Here I was witnessing the act of reconstruction, the arbitrary puzzle solving that drives a nation fully dependent on those like myself, who pay to see the whole picture, and not the pieces. Tourism is a construct. It is the shining new blocks placed upon the cracking pillars of an ancient temple. The things we are shown, whether on television or in person, should be viewed with the knowledge that what you see is what others desire you to see. It is not necessarily what once existed. Even in person, the world can seem like a production, and your imagination is meant to fill in the gaps, to complete the puzzle.